Every day I have a new Roman Empire, and my Roman Empire today is thinking about these hotels that they had in the 1900s. They started popping up in the 1800s in the United States, but up through the 1950s, the way that you found housing if you were broke and you were a single adult was to end up in one of these big hotels or in a rooming house. And in either case, you didn't have your own kitchen, you didn't have your own bathroom. You had a tiny little space that you were renting by the day or by the week. And there were tragedies in them sometimes, including the Gulf Hotel in Houston, Texas, burnt on September 7th of 1945, and 55 people died because there wasn't adequate exit signs, because the people staying on the top floor were primarily disabled and couldn't get out the exit adequately. And as a result of this and a bunch of other tragedies, a bunch of laws slowly got passed saying that tenants, residential tenancy, had to have a kitchen, had to have a private bathroom, all of these things that make up tenancy laws today. And it makes sense that that's the case. We want to protect people, and there were tragedies, especially fires. But the thing is that in this society, in the 18 and 1900s, you had these rooming houses and single occupancy sort of rooms that was how people on the bottom tier of society financially were able to find secure housing. Most people didn't have to sleep in the streets. There were housing insecure people in the United States were sleeping in tents or vehicles or whatever, because you could rent a room or a cot in a mission sort of space for between 25 and 50 cents a day. 25 to 50 cents a day is like $10, right? You cannot find a place to sleep that is legal in the United States widely for $10 a day anymore. And all these buildings that had been built for this purpose, to help this group of people that are at the bottom get secure housing, were destroyed, partially as a result of all of these changes in tenancy laws, partially as a result of just bigger and better, bigger things rent for more money. The laws meant to protect the tenants end up being the laws that actually just were part of the destruction of this entire type of residential facility that ends up being the thing that we need to keep people off of the streets. Right when they start disappearing is when we start seeing homelessness spike. So often the conversations surrounding insecure housing focus on alcoholism and addiction and mental illness, but there's also this other piece that is like, we actually destroyed an entire kind of residential living in the United States over the course of the last 75 years.